This is to do with task 5 in your FMP. So for your FMP, you need to explain some of the different types of presentation for your project. This includes the type of media production, whether it's going to be a film, a video, which most of you are, or it could be a series of photographs, it could be a website, it could be a game, but you need to actually explain what your output is going to be. And also, more specifically, the details, such as the actual format. Is it actually going to be, a video file? Is it going to be a DVD? Is it going to be, produced in some other way? And also the platform that you're planning. You need to show that you've considered options, and you also need to show how you're going to present your work. So how you're actually going to present it to an audience. And also, this has got to relate to your decision making in the project. How has the fact that you want to show your film, on YouTube, that you're aiming it at people using social media, how has that influenced your decision making? So the presentation form and format needs to be appropriate for your subject. So if you're making something that is a very cinematic idea, then obviously it's not necessarily intended for YouTube. If it's something that's intended for YouTube, it will have appropriate sort of tone and style, but also the actual recording format. So if you were going to record it on your phone, that would be appropriate for YouTube. It might not be appropriate for something more cinematic. If you're making a film for social media, as I said, it doesn't need to be cinematic. It could be square or some other format. And in your WordPress, you need to make the rationale for your choices. So these are the things to think about. Form and format. So it could be digital, DVD, series of images, or a website. It could be aspect ratio, so choose what's appropriate for your film. Might be 16:9, might be 4:3. There's some more information about aspect ratios on the VLE. You also, thirdly, need to think about the output quality, whether you're actually shooting in 4K, whether you want to use full high definition, which is probably what most of you are doing, or standard definition. Think about the export size. That might be appropriate that you need to have a smaller size, or you can get away with a larger size. If you're planning to send it out to people, you might want to keep it as small as possible. So those sorts of decisions are important. Also, whether you want to specify that you're intending it for YouTube, in which case you can have those export settings. Think about your intended platform: cinematic, exhibition, Netflix, YouTube. Where are you aiming to show this? Not where you're actually going to be showing it, but where you would like it to be seen. Think too about the target audience: mainstream, alternative, gender perhaps, particularly aimed at youth audience or children, or a specialist interest. And then any other elements that might be relating to the presentation style. The use of titles, perhaps if it's aimed at young people, perhaps to have large titles, you might want to have subtitles. Great, thank you very much. And that is the presentation. Sure.